Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Damage Control. This is Mookie, joined here with Darth Beaver and Delgarn. And we're going to go ahead and just digest another week of Marvel Strike Force, talk about what we've been doing this past week and what we're gearing up towards and planning on the following week coming up. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the conversation here. The main thing I'm going to kind of briefly talk about my War Scourge success that I had. And we'll break down the Women of Time event and also talk about the blog post about that future planning that we're doing. All right, so with that all being said, let's introduce the gentleman on the show. What's up, Darth? How are you doing, buddy?
Well, thanks, Mook. Good morning.
Good morning, man. And Delgarn, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm awake. Even though I stayed up late doing a lot of stuff yesterday, but I'm here. I'm ready. I did some planning on the show a little bit as far as I got a lot of screenshots of things I've been saving that's come across my radar that I want to relay over to you guys and to those onto YouTube and whoever's looking at us on Twitch. Good morning. Hopefully, y'all enjoy everything here. What I want to go ahead and talk about first is just kind of recapping. I know Darth was like on a comfortable seat there where he didn't have to go so heavy on this particular event as far as with the Red Hulk second War Scourge that finally came through. Felt like 3 months ago or two. I don't know how long the official time was for the second run. But with the help of advice from Darth there, yeah, I was able to kind of creep up, and I got the necessary stars to get a full 7 Red Hulk. So I was excited about that. How did you do, Dell? Were you able to get like what star level do you have your Red Hulk at?
I got him up to 7. I was able to get it done. I was able to clear the skill node, and it wasn't worth for me to clear the last node to get higher, because I would have been about your ranking if I would have cleared the last node.
Gotcha.
But it just gave me a couple extra shards, but I got 7-star from it.
Yeah. No, and of course this one right here wasn't like my final ranking, but it still crept within the top 500 to get me what I needed to. So I was excited about that. But the other thing that was going on this past week, really, I guess, I mean, I was just kind of recapping from the last time we talked about. I know you started off the show, Darth, kind of wondering where I was at, and I was slow playing it, but I did do what I needed to do at the end. Um, but let's jump over here. I mean, this is the big thing that I wanted to talk about today. Is in regards to this Woman Out of Time event. And Dale was kind of like creeping, just kind of talking about precedents as being set here as far as just having this spin gold and just things just kind of feeling icky a little bit as far as chasing this milestone. So this is where I'm at right now. I'm on milestone 34. Where are you at, Darth?
I am pulling it up right now, just so I can tell you the truth.
Yeah, I haven't.
Milestone 37. I have 50,950,000 points.
Okay, cool. And I kind of have a good feeling on what you've been doing to get up there. But before we talk about how your planning has been or usage as far as these orbs, we'll jump into what about you, Dale? Where you at on this rank or milestone?
I am about the same. I'm on 34. Let me see what your points are. Yeah, you're a little further along than me. I'm about halfway through milestone 34.
Okay.
But I'm doing what you guys did. What you guys are talking about doing is like stop spending on it and wait till the end. See
Okay.
where I need to be.
Yeah, that's exactly what I ended up doing. I came out the gates running, and I was going pretty aggressively. I kind of, as I jump into this actual store for her, I was primarily just doing this 500K. But then when I started realizing that it's just like one unique, sometimes you can get lucky and get a little bit more. I mean, have either of you guys been popping these orbs and getting any success as far as Gear 17 pieces?
Very first Royal Reserve orb I opened had 20 Gear 17s in the middle,
Okay.
but nothing since then.
Okay. So you probably hit something here on like the 8% or something. I don't know what that would be. Um, yeah, it was just weird. I just saw my goal just going down and down, and it kind of felt like, I was just kind of throwing money out there chasing. When I started realizing that, man, I'm spending 500,000 and more the heavier odds you're gonna get is one piece, and you start kind of calculating things, and you're like, well, is it just better for me just to go ahead and buy the pieces here over here on the store? Of course, I don't have like an example currently, so I'll just refresh it just to refresh, see if it pops up. But yeah, like something like this, right? You only get 150, and you can kind of get these pieces versus spending 500K. It's kind of where I got at. Of course, like this one, I'm gonna get that. So I don't know. I mean, so I guess really, let me just jump into your opinion, starting with you, Darth. I mean, what was your first planning, like as far as thinking that you had to do to get what you needed for that milestone? Did you feel like you needed to go ahead and just spend all these gold orbs? Because I know we didn't have a true calculation, and math was just kind of screwy from all the guys out there, that the content creators that try to plan for us, making the content with necessary, gold you got to spend and so forth. And lo and behold, at the very end of the day, of course, Scopely adjusted the math for us to not even have to chase these orbs to still get to get that milestone, the monthly milestone piece. So I guess, like, again, Darth, like for you, did you come off the gate and just started? I think you said you spent about like 6 million or something like that on our Discord. Like,
The first day I did.
okay,
I spent probably 4 million on the orbs with Captain Carter in them, and got my Spider Woman up to 7 stars. And then I spent a few million on the Royal Reserve orbs, and I did that twice actually. So I had all that good advice about don't spend all your gold until the end because it's not going to matter and it's not going to wait. So I did that twice, and then I also bought. Every day they have for 200,000 gold, 600,000 event points, so you can buy 4 times in the store. So I've been buying that 4 times every day in the store. And I also bought 30 beast shards for 5 million. Yeah, that's the thing right there. I buy that every day 4 times. And I bought the 50 Captain Carter shards for 5 million. Yep, I bought both of those. So there's an extra 10 million down the drain. I've spent ridiculous amounts of gold. But I had it, you know. I hate to hoard, and I did hoard for like a whole week beforehand, and so I had 18 million gold when the event started. And so I just, I'm playing Scopely's game, right? I can pause what I normally do and do what they want me to for a week, if that's what it's going to take this time to get Captain Carter up to 5 star. But like Dell was saying last week, the precedent sucks, and feeding into it and doing what they say only says it's an okay precedent, and we're okay doing this again. But I want the stuff, and I have fun playing the game, and I'm playing the game they provide. So I guess unhappily, I'm spending lots of gold and still sitting on a level 1 Agent Venom.
yeah. And for you, Dale, did you take the plunge and feel like I'm hesitant on this particular offer that we're staring at, but
I grabbed it. I didn't grab the Dark Beast because I was about 70 shards away from 6 star. So spending 5 million to not get him the 6 star didn't seem worth it to me.
I
And
wouldn't
this
have
would
done it
be
either
20
if I
extra
hadn't raised me a
shards
star.
over that offer. So this offer to me was much better. And put me like, you get 2 million points. You get, wow, it's a lot of points, and it's not. Like, it barely moved me on the milestone. Which is really, with these large point values on these events now, it's really annoying because you're thinking you're getting a great deal and it's not.
yeah, and I keep staring at this one because this is, I guess, like every day seems like they have a different feature character, right? For this particular offer, 50 shards and 2 million points towards the milestone.
Well,
Um,
all the other ones have been 30 shards though.
oh really? Okay,
Yeah, that's why this one to me was a little better.
okay, yeah, because obviously I haven't even purchased any of them, so I don't even get the exact number of shards. But yeah, so then, okay, now that you said that makes me even itch a little bit more towards it. But this is where I pause on him. The Rebirth team, and when I play them on the Doom raid, they're nothing like, for me. I don't feel like they're that special, man. Like, when we got the full seed squad and you started using them, you could feel the difference. The impact was there immediately. And for the Rebirth team, when I'm using them, I don't feel them that impactful at all. I'm still struggling on Node 2 on the bio. All it's done for me personally is add a third team for my rotation, where if one of them, like Rebirth, dies off, then I can go back in with my Gamma and Web Warriors and continue up, the ladder. and move on. But they haven't been like a that. I mean, I know they're a one trick pony for raids, but they haven't been that impactful for me personally. And maybe I need more. Maybe I need to buy this offer, right? I don't know. But it just feels weird. Like they really feel like the skillitary, that skill military team, 2.0, or because how many, like almost weekly we're getting an update from Scopely on like the mail talking about, oh, we did this other buff for them and we did this next buff for them. Like they haven't done what they needed to do to make them that impactful. And and it
I think
feels
that's
like they're
mostly
chasing
for
them.
out of raids though.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like for people who have leveled them all the way up, they seem to be doing really good raids, and I feel like they're going to be.
Already know about Project
They're not for
Rebirth.
this raid.
There are a few details
They are going to
about
be
the
for the
team
next raid
that
we get.
make them unique.
Yeah,
The
and I've
Rebirth
heard
team,
that
bio
rumor
raid
too.
specialists made
So,
up of Captain Carter,
but again,
US
I think
Agent,
for
Agent
me,
Venom, Captain
in
America.
regards to what I'm currently feeling, that's where I pause on some offers like this. But let's take a look at some other well, before I'm diving down as far as as far as what I'm kind of going through here as far as decision making, right? But this was kind of funny. Did y'all see this offer?
Yeah. That's so silly.
I did not see that.
Yeah, someone on Reddit. I saw this. I don't know if it's come up on some other channel, but I ended up I saw on Reddit someone did an edit of this by saying this is what Scopely has us doing, where we put like, waste 5 million, get 2 million in return, but really the offer is this. Did I haven't I'm not even I'm at a point I'm just like looking at these stores and these things and I'm like, I'm not chasing any of this stuff. I'm not doing it. So I haven't bought in any gold. I'd noticed that there has been an influx within the game itself as far as them giving us gold. So that's the positive side I've noticed on here. Now it just becomes a decision. What are you going to do? Are you going to use it towards resources or are you using it towards the event? But this is the other one that caught obviously my radar that I'm looking at currently. This is the one that you were talking about, right? Daily Dart that you kind of
Mhm.
are you clearing all four purchases or just kind of going
Yep.
half?
Nope. All four
All
every day.
four. Dang. Okay. How about you, Dale?
I've not been doing that.
Yeah, I see. And that's probably why we're at the same part because I haven't yet purchased one yet. I've been thinking about going half now as we're kind of getting closer. There's only 3 days left or so. Um, I'm starting to kind of itch a little bit. Like maybe I should go ahead and start using that, the software here. Um, but those are kind of
I'll
the
say
ones.
though
Yeah.
about this event, and the way that they're doing the gold spending, and me still having my Agent Venom at level 1, and with Rebirth performing the way they are performing, which is not as great as everybody wants. This is truly going to be a shelved team, I think, for me, because we'll talk about it later, but Masters of Evil are coming right up, and Titania is coming right up, and raids are boring, and Cosmic Crucible is exciting.
Mhm.
So I have a feeling that I'm not going to do shit with my Rebirth team till I absolutely need them because they work nowhere besides raids and only half-ass in raids, and I'm going to skip right over them and go to this Masters of Evil team hard. That's just my overall thought with how this event is done. I would have bumped the team with all the gold that I'm throwing away on nothing, but instead I'm just going to skip this whole team and move on for the most part, except for shards. I say skip. I'm not skipping, and I'll bring Agent Venom to level 80 probably to match the rest of the team. But I don't see myself going beyond 80 and 15 with any of them right now. Just for that, and because the new Cosmic Crucible hotness is coming out very soon.
Um, well, what I will that's a good little segue that I would want to get into here in a second on the blog post. But just to kind of wrap up this conversation on the woman out of time, this came up on Mobile's, offer review, and I actually kind of saw it also prior to it, and I thought it was an interesting post that someone put here on Reddit as far as just a reminder that not all events are for in-game players, and it was positive in regards to those that are like early to mid-game players and the progression that really this event is doing for them. They just talked about the increased level that they saw from the lower tier alliance mates really benefit from it. And Big Mac, on our team, he even kind of talked about it with he has a secondary account, like his baby account,
Hmm.
and he talked about the progression. So I kind of want to just kind of close it off and just realize that is something to kind of stay true to form. You know, you want people to still be engaged and still to play and things like that. So the fact that, you know, people are enjoying this event needs to be, you know, noticed, and they need to be recognized that, you know, because usually the end type player levels that we are at, we kind of have a different view of events than those that are just starting off. Yeah, this is kind of a short little blog post. I'm not gonna dive down that deep into it here. Because the main thing off of it to me, like this blog post was just talking about the Masters of Evil that you were just talking about, Darth. Um, and it really goes on to the new characters that we're gonna start seeing with Absorbing Man, just confirming, you know, what the 5 team is gonna be. So we got Absorbing Man coming into the team. We got Kang the Conqueror, and then we got Moonstone, and we already have Titania and Ultron already kind of noticed in the game as far as the other two. So when you saw this, Darth, I mean, you already talked about your excitement towards Cosmic Crucible, and then now you got the team here, the full team being introduced. You already said, but just kind of reiterate, this is the team that you look to go more all in towards gearing up and start using your resources towards.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Um, they're exactly that. They're the new hotness.
yeah,
They're when we look at the new Cosmic Crucible season, they're the only team that isn't hampered on offense the way other teams are. Like they're called out that this team is not going to be that.
yeah. And then I know for you, Dale, I don't how you know, do you take Cosmic Crucible serious? I mean, what's your interest towards Cosmic Crucible?
I take it pretty serious. Like, if I get frustrated, I'm not as high as I want to be. But like I went full in on Wakanda. Like I have 6 Wakandans at 90,
Okay.
uh, tier 16. So I mean, I'm good. Gonna be good for that room. I'm pretty excited about this team. I think they look fun. And supposedly Ultron's gonna get another rework.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, and that was kind of I was wondering, it's like if you put your resource towards Cosmic Crucible now, because I know usually like you kind of mentioned Arthur earlier about, you know, the typical thing to do is like focus on your raid teams because that's a daily type thing to do, like that you run every day with your alliance mates. And then now the Cosmic Crucible becoming the new hotness of a game mode. I've been leaning towards putting a lot of my resources towards that game mode a little bit more than, you know, down with the Doom raids. So, apologize. There's my
I'll
dog.
say it again.
Mhm.
Raids are boring and
Yeah,
mundane, and Cosmic Crucible is exciting, especially now with the new room, with the new bonuses. It was getting very stale, but as far as I try to pound this every week. It's what I play on. I have fun, and I want to have fun when I play this game. And raids are not fun, but Cosmic Crucible is. So that is exactly where I want to put my resources into the things that I enjoy.
yeah. Sorry, I got my dogs up now. All right. Oh, but let's take a look over here at just breaking down the whole blog here, and I love what Benny Westside has done with this infographic here. So he's talking about, like, you know, the blog posts again to talk about the new characters coming out. And then there's this Rising Stars milestone that kind of crept right the day after the blog post. I guess it came up on the 21st. And I don't, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't share the screen. Here it is. So this Rising Stars milestone that came up, it's kind of a new trend a little bit, I feel, as far as like where they're throwing events at us without proper planning, you know, as far as like really introducing it. I know that some of the content creators already got like insight of what's going on. And if you follow their discords, or, you know, Benny has an Instagram. That's where I got this shot from. I follow it on Instagram. Um, you really don't know. I mean, like, remember the raid one that happened last week when that just kind of popped up on us as well? And if you didn't save your raid credits, then you're kind of, you're behind. So like with this one, this whole the cores and blitz refreshes. I mean, did you guys know in advance? I mean, I it caught me off guard. Did you kind of know everything about what was going on as far as what you need to do with these blitz, refreshes and cores? or was this all new for y'all?
There was a Blitz event coming, but I thought it was just the one that was in the web, or I thought it was just one of them, because there's two Blitz events running right now, the one in the web store and the one in game. I knew one of them was running,
Mhm.
but I didn't realize that the web store was going to be scored in the way it was, versus I actually like how the one in game is scored.
And I
I
was,
do about a day beforehand, but not much further than that.
yeah, so I did know about this one, and you guys were kind of pointing out this new scoring system, right? Um, Open battle plan orbs. I'll look at that in a second. Like,
You
I
got a
guess
free
what's
one in
y'all's
the web store.
what's y'all's first impression? I mean, as far as just kind of looking at the new scoring, I mean, is this something that's positive, negative? I mean, what is the opinions you have off of this?
I prefer points for battles in Blitz and battles with characters than for Blitz credits earned, because Blitz credits earned is RNG dependent. You can get 10 or you can get 1,000. And they say the average is 15, but sure pull a hell of a lot of 10s.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this one I think we should be able to clear it. And does even any of y'all know how many rotation it takes to kind of get this milestone completed? Is it something I should be doing like 8 a day, or is it something more casual than that?
I think I heard it's heavy blitz. It's a heavy
Yeah.
blitz event. What way I go, I'll tend to go heavier at first, and if I can go later in the later half of it, I will. But I think this will be a very blitz heavy one.
Okay.
But you got 4 days to do it, and it's 140,000 to cap it out. And I am not. I'm actually almost exactly right there to cap it out. I'm at about 35,000
Mm.
of 140K. So that's about a quarter of it. So I blitzed 4 or 5 rotations, plus I blitzed a bunch with my rebirth team.
Yeah, that's what I started doing. I started kind of refreshing that rebirth team and just trying to get extra runs in once, you know.
When I'm looking at it, it doesn't feel, the rewards don't feel like I should be able to free to play get there, but it looks like I might be able to.
Okay. And then the second part of it that you were also talking about was this Battlefield Ready here on the web
Yeah,
milestone.
it's the worst.
So over here on this particular scoring system, you're only getting 1 point for those earned blitz credits that you're just speaking of. That's that RNG part on your wins. And then the other half of it, or the other 1 point, is going to be on the web UPCs that you earn when you're purchasing stuff through the store. So it's something that you brought to my attention that I didn't even notice. Truthfully, when I was looking at the overall milestones here, like when I look at it on my phone, I just kind of skipped right through. I honestly thought it was just like the bang for your buck. I just overlooked it, and I
That's
was just
basically what it is.
yeah, okay, and then, yeah, and I just thought like, oh, let me just collect all these so I get the little notifications on here, and I just never noticed that one. But again, I'm pretty busy on Saturdays, so I'm not really diving down that deep into it. So here, that's why I like our conversations. You're kind of showing me stuff, and Dale shows me things too that I need to keep on my radar. But when I looked at those rewards, I'm like, man, I'm not chasing this. I'm not gonna buy anything on the store. I'm just gonna do my play and see what happens. It's nothing worth chasing, but it's the same time period event. It's gonna end in 3 days. So for those that are interested in that, the clock's ticking. Um, but yeah, to kind of wrap it up, then it's just wrap up this first part of the show and wrap up this whole bite-sized blog post that Benny summarized for us. I mean, that's what's going on. Monday, we're gonna get that Agent Cosin Blitz, and then Rogue is coming back for the Famine Scourge event. So I'm assuming you guys are ready at 7. I mean, Dale, are you ready? Got her at 7 stars?
Yeah, I got her at 7.
Yeah, and I know you do too, right, Darth?
Yeah. So we'll all be working on our 1.5 million runs just to clear the milestones.
Okay. Yep. And then the new milestone that's coming out next week is going to be the symbiote sabotage milestone. So what Benny has in bold, it says save your war attack refreshes and power cores. So that's going to be kind of the key item there as far as your war attack refreshes and power cores are where you're going to earn some extra points towards the milestone. And then of course they got the web milestone that's gonna be mirroring it, and that side of it is save milestones from the Cosin Blitz. So when Cosin drops on Monday, this is the thing that you and I were talking about, Darth, before recording. That not only are you doing in game mail hoarding, but now it's to a point where you're saving milestone hoarding. So when you got that blitz on Monday, the theory now is like you don't open up the milestones that you earn from the Agent Cosin Blitz. You leave it alone. Wait until the 25th to go ahead and pop them open, because this web milestone is gonna earn you credits for that. Again, we don't know what the scoring system is, if it's really something that you have to do, but efficiently, it kind of helps you out with, timing things right.
Right.
And then the Lunar Festival event, that's also coming up on the following day on the 26th. So save cores, so everything on here, save cores, energy refreshes for that. And luckily, we don't see any coordinated assault stuff, because I think we already got our second run of that going on currently. So, and then the block party. But yeah, I mean, that's about it as far as what to plan on there. So, for those on Twitch, stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and break down the Cosmic Crucible. I'll upload that video as well onto YouTube here. So for this first half of the show, appreciate y'all guys tuning in, listening to the conversation. And just stay tuned for our breakdown of Cosmic Crucible and what type of defenses we're planning on. Y'all take it easy. See y'all next Sunday for another episode of Damage Control. Bye-bye.